I'm Bailey Schamger. I'm from Olive, Colorado, and I exhibited the 2024 Grand Champion Market Barrow at the Arizona National Livestock Show. I started showing pigs because of my sister Brooke. My sister Brooke was about 9 years old when I was born, so ever since I was born, I've been in the barn. My favorite memory in the show barn would have to be getting closer with my sisters and spending more time with them in the barn because it's like our sport. Instead of being in the gym, we're in the barn. We're walking pigs, we're washing pigs. Anything in the barn we do as a family. My favorite chore in the barn would probably be walking my pigs and getting them trained. Just getting to know them, getting to know their personalities. My show day rituals would be wearing the color yellow, of course, because I've wore that ever since my sister won stock show, and it's just been my good luck charm. When I was 4 months old, I was diagnosed with tuberous sclerosis complex, which means that I have tumors in my brain that cause seizures. Ever since I was born, my family didn't know if I would be able to do anything on my own. So for me to be able to win my first national show is not just a big thing for me, but a big thing for my whole family. Working pigs in the barn to us is kind of our getaway from everything. We get away from doctor's appointments, everything else in the world, and we just go to the barn and we do our own thing. We don't even have to talk. We go and we mix feed or we go through pens. We just do our own thing. So it just helps us get away from everything. The barrow I won with was named Clifford. He was from Ally Genetics down in Flagler, Colorado. He had a great personality. We worked well together. Anything I asked him to do in the show ring, he would automatically do. We're like this, we were very tight. He was always fun and upbeat and had a great personality. He would do anything I asked him. The thing that was special about my win in Phoenix was that it was my very first national win. Ally actually won the show in 2023, so for us to win a national show back-to-back was really, really incredible and really special to us. The day of the barrow show, I was really nervous because Clifford was the only barrow I had. So if I didn't show him good, then I would be done and it would be over. So when I was in the holding pen for Grand Drive and I was watching the steers, I actually almost passed out because I was so nervous. Once I got into the show ring, I finally calmed myself down a little bit because it was finally my time to shine. So when I stepped into the Grand Drive, I felt more confident. When the judge shook my hand, I was speechless, I was shocked. For me to win in Arizona and for me to get that handshake was truly incredible. When I won, I was so grateful. I didn't know that I was gonna win, so when I saw my dad, I bursted out in tears. So for me to get that feeling and to be more confident in myself was really, really special. The piece of advice I'd give myself is to not get yourself so worked up and to calm down because you do know what you're doing. Everyone believes in you, so if you just go in the show ring and if you do what you know what to do, you can get it accomplished. My name is Bailey Schamger. I'm from Olive, Colorado, and I won the Grand Champion Market Barrow at the 2024 Arizona National Livestock Show.
Hi, I'm David Ammon. I'm from Highland, Illinois, and I'll be judging the Junior Market Barrows at the 2025 Arizona Nationals. Outside of judging my full-time career, we own a family business in town in Highland. Our other full-time job is we have 25 to 30 crossbred and Duroc sows, and we market pigs all over the United States to junior exhibitors. Got started in the livestock world showing pigs my whole life growing up, myself and my brothers. Started taking it really seriously midway through our careers probably and showed all over the country. Got really involved in the NJSA and Team Purebred. Went and judged competitively at Lakeland College and then the University of Illinois. So the Arizona National, I would say within the last 10 years, it's become very competitive and gotten really big, especially in recent years. It looks to me like the pigs and the other species that come out of that show are as high level and competitive as any show within the country. I expect the pigs to be, the top end to be very competitive, and I think it's gonna be a great show, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm pretty big on first impressions, so first impressions will be a big thing with me, and I would like those exhibitors to have those pigs ready to roll and skin and hair dialed in when they first come into the ring. I'd rather a pig be really good haired and clean with no paint and no glue, because I don't really think that it matters in the show ring, although it is presentation. Skin and hair should be top of the line for presentation. I'm probably not the biggest fan of a 2-whip system or a 2-pipe system. I would just prefer that exhibitor had 1 whip. That way they could use their brush with their other hand to keep their skin and hair good. Showmanship thing that I was taught at a very young age is you always keep your pig between you and the judge. I can tell you the things that I like are barrows that are built correctly to begin with, from the ground up, square feet and square toes, the correct kind of skeleton. And after you get the correct skeleton, make them wide and square and true off both ends, have a good skeleton and a good silhouette from the side and proportion well, and then you just add as many extras as you can, whether that be really good look from the side or extra shape up high, extra bulk, or just a really loose and athletic hind leg or athletic skeleton. I think there's a lot of extras, and when you pack all those on one, that presents the ultimate market barrow. I still think showing livestock is probably the best activity to develop young people and develop youth, because not only does it teach you lifelong skills in terms of respect, time management, talking to people. Livestock kids will have an upper edge and an advantage as they move into college and graduate college and go into the workforce. My name's David Ammon. I'm from Highland, Illinois, and I can't wait to see you all in Phoenix in 2025.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, good morning. It's certainly a pleasure to be here in Phoenix to go through the barrels today. And we don't have a ton of them, but we'll do it in a quick and efficient fashion and get them all a good look. And it's a great place to start here in the first class of Berkshire. Three really high quality barrels here on the top end. Young lady in the red directly in the center is going to go ahead and start this drive. And that's the barrel to me that when you just step off of them and study them, everything comes together in proportions on the move. He's the best in his angles in terms of his shoulder angle and his blade. He is born on the best in terms of his hip length, the step to his hop, and how he gets out and goes and uses athletically. Get up on top of him. He's really fresh in his forehead and back into his mid body. That lays the foundation for all the extra spread. And from a class advantage standpoint, when you just watch him go, he ties his neck the best into the top of his shoulder. He's the cleanest there on the bottom side of his neck into his jawline. Really good barrel and a good place to start. 2 and 3 is probably where the discussion lies, and as Hunter and I sat there and talked, the young lady is going to be in 2 of those barrels. That barrel is better in his forehead, he's better back into his mid body. I like that about him. He's a barrel to me that is just more appropriate, he uses his hind leg and has a little bit longer of a step as he gets out and goes there. You watch him from the side. He's a barrel to me that the barrel in third is bigger in his chest and broader right there in his forearm. I like that about him. He is really rolled up and awesome in terms of his back shape up high. He's one to me, as you step back and you study him from the side, he comes apart compared to those 2 barrels directly above him in class. He doesn't tie his neck as good into the top of his shoulder. He's drier back into his mid body and his rear rib and flank. He's a barrel to me. It's just a little bit shorter rump and shorter stepping from behind. But like I say, that's a stout skulled, big armed one that's big footed and comes and goes like a Mack truck off of both ends. Really nice barrel there to be in third. Barrow here that comes out in 4, just a smaller stature, more moderate kind of barrow. He's one you have to appreciate for having really good forerib and mid body, a lot of spread up high. He's one compared to those directly ahead of him, not near as athletic. Maybe in terms of his step, he doesn't have the same kind of stoutness and ring presence as those 3 barrows do ahead of him. Similar story here with the barrow that comes out in 5, a moderate barrow that has a lot of spread and a lot of dimension. He's one that has to have more stoutness to match all the extra spread. He's got to be a little looser in terms of his makeup and his step. And then the barrow here that comes out in 6, the last one we weighed, tall-shouldered, attractive barrow that's just not near stout enough to compete with those others ahead of him. Barrows on down the line in class are all barrows that are built good in terms of their skeleton. They need to be better in terms of their look and their ring presence. Need to be stouter as they get out here and go. But a really good class. Let's go ahead and give all those exhibitors in the first class a big round of applause.
So Berkshire Barrows. That is from 8 to 10 a.m. up at the announcer stand. 8 to 10.
Good class here as we get into class 2, and a class that probably comes together real easily to me. And when you step back and study him, young man in the striped shirt going across to my right in the dead center, that barrow needs to win this drive and do so real quick to me. When he comes and goes, he's the squarest through the lower third of his skeleton. You take him up into the base of his chest. He's big in his arm. He stays clean at the bottom side of his jaw and into his chest. Come up to the top side. He ties the top of his neck perfect into the top of his shoulder. He's got a really good silhouette when you step back and study him from the side, and an awesome proportion. He's one to me that when you get right up on top of him, he's as fresh as any within the drive. If you're going to get maybe just a little nitpicky or maybe a little critical, is he a little just robotic in terms of his hind leg and doesn't just get out and grab a gear? I can maybe listen to that, but past that, he's easily the best one within this drive. The young man's barrow that's going to be in second is a stout skulled, big armed, heavy bone barrow. I like that about him. He's one, to me, similar to the class winner when you talk about robotic in terms of his hind leg. I don't think he's near loose enough and athletic enough in terms of his step from behind. Get right in behind him. He wants to close up there at the bottom side of his stifle and his hock and just get too narrow from behind. But you step back and study him from the side. He's a tall-shouldered, attractive one you sure I appreciate for being a heavyweight Berkshire here in class 2. Young lady's barrow here that comes out in third, like Hunter and I talked, this barrow is just so fault-free. I guess when you step back and study him in terms of the basics, the angles to his skeleton, having market hog fundamentals in terms of forerib and mid-body shape and muscle and shape up high and a lot of spread. He's one to me, I don't think he's presented quite as good as those two barrows directly ahead of him. He's not as dark in terms of his color and his pigment. He's one that's not quite as stout in terms of his feature when he goes to the surface. But man, like I say, a really good barrow that's good in terms of the basics. The barrow here that comes out in 4, you want one with a lot of hair. You want one presented extremely well. This one does that. You get up on top of him. I told Hunter when he first came out earlier, that barrow is undeniable in terms of his shape up high, in terms of all the extra mass and spread he's got. I love that about him. At the same time, when you step back and study him from the side, he doesn't proportion the same. He doesn't have the same kind of ring presence. He gets bigger and crestier there in his pole. He's not near as good in terms of his build and just a little more stilty there off both ends of his body. But a really nice barrow that's got some outlying pieces. The young lady's barrow here that comes out next in 5 is one you appreciate from the side. A stout skulled, big-footed, heavy bone barrow. As he comes and goes, he's too closed up at his chest and closed up there at the ground from behind. But when you have to appreciate from the side, similar story here for the one that comes next. When you step back and study him from the profile, a barrow that's tall-shouldered, he's loose and good in his skeleton. You get right in behind him. He's not wide enough and pried apart there enough in his lower third. He's one to me that needs more just back shape and muscle to compete with those barrows ahead of him. Barrows that come out next, 7 on down. I'll talk to each one of them individually, but each one of those barrows just need to be stouter in terms of their feature to compete here in the heavyweight Berkshire's Arizona National. But a really good class. Let's go give all those exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Your results out of Class 2 Berkshire Barrows. First, Brock Hammock of Perkins, Oklahoma. Second, Dallas Headley, Ceres, California. Third, Haley Avery, Merced, California. Fourth, Allison Vasquez, Lompoc, California. Fifth, Abriana Longoria, Orcutt, California. Sixth, Abriana Longoria, Orcutt, California. Seventh, Clara Brown, Paso Robles, California. 8th, Macy Scoggins, Paso Robles, California. 9th, Kenzie George, Santa Maria, California. 10th, Lynn Plunkett, Murphys, California. We're now driving for our champion Berkshire Barrow. Coming out of class number 1, congratulations, Hallie Melsness of Klamath Falls, Oregon. And coming out of class number 2, congratulations, Brock Hammock of Perkins, Oklahoma. Please put your hands together for both of our class winners here in our Berkshire division.
These barrows back out here, and a pair of them that I think if you step back and you study them from the side, they're similar to me in terms of their ring presence and just their look in terms of height of shoulder and look ahead of their blade. They both proportion extremely well, and their lines are awesome. I like that about them. As you step back and you study them, you watch them go. To me, there's one that drops and hinges on a looser hind leg. He's one that when you actually get right in behind him, he's one that sets wider at his pin. He's got more roll to his stifle, and he still sets wider at the ground. One to me that, man, he's a really good kind of a barrow, and he's awesome here in the Berkshires. Young lady out of Class 1 will be champion. Congratulations to her.
Your champion Berkshire Barrow is driven by Hallie Melsness of Klamath Falls, Oregon. That'll drop in Macy Zerba for reserve contention.
So the great Class 1 and eventual champion, and 2 and 3 was kind of the decision within that drive. A barrow that just offers so much good when you study him from the side and watch him come and go. A barrow that certainly gets into the mix. Real quick as you get him out here. I guess to us, though, the one that mostly follows our champion, young man out of Class 2 will be reserved. Congratulations to him.
And your reserve champion Berkshire Barrow is driven by Brock Hammock of Perkins, Oklahoma. Now entering the ring will be Class 3 Chester Barrows.